So, what is emotive programming? Well, it is programming in such a way that the compiler knows exactly what you are feeling. Okay, so now we have two main ways of doing emotive programming in C++. Other languages have more, but one of them is just having identifier names to tell you what you're feeling. Things like frickin' constant or bloody hell. But the other way is by putting emoticons into your code. Okay, so for example, the heart emoticon here. Comments don't count, and neither do macros. Okay, because they're stripped by the preprocessor, and so they're not seen by the main part of the compiler. Okay, but the most important emoticon that people use is not available in C++. All right, let me show you. So with a little bit of setup, all of these emoticons are valid, compilable C++. This code compiles. So the laughing emoticon works. You can get sad. You can get the tongue in cheek, or the tongue sticking out, sorry. A wink. Glasses. Surprise. A kiss. This is tongue in cheek. The heart. You can even do Homer Simpson. Now just turn your head. You can actually see it. There, it's Homer Simpson. You could say, I heart C++. Okay, this was my favorite because it used the user-defined literal to get the 3_C. But where's the smiley face? Okay, the most common emoticon of all is missing. You can't do it because there's no valid code. There's no part of the syntax that allows those 3 tokens to appear in sequence in the C++ code. All right, so C++ supports object-oriented programming, generic programming, stream of consciousness programming, but emotive programming is lacking a little bit. So I'm going to have a little digression. Don't be that intern. One intern suggested, why don't we just use the Unicode emoji for the smiley face as an identifier? Now, this intern has already been on probation for writing code that was over 80 columns long, and they're no longer employed with us. Okay, so we're back to the reality, right? We know that most C++ programmers program on T100s or V220 terminals. Okay, that's a little bit of an overstatement, isn't it, right? Because they program on emulators for for VT100 and VT220. So if it doesn't show up on the VT100, it can't be used in your program. So here's the solution that I proposed, and I have a standards proposal for this. Allow both unary and binary overloads of the smiley face emoticon, right? Because if you're going to allow it in the language, you have to give it some kind of meaning. And so this would give it meaning. And it could be whatever you want it to be. So the precedence would be somewhere between operator minus and operator parens. And the common expected use would be something in jest, not really. For example, delete this, but not really. Mangle X, no, really, mangle Y, right? So if they adopt my proposal, what's the impact on the standard? So there'd be numerous examples that can be improved through the use of this emoticon. You would have a happier standard in general because it's a smiley face, right? And you'd have a greater acceptance of C++ as a viable language for facetious applications. All right, so what's the next steps to get this accepted? Well, first, I have to bully the GCC implementers to take my pull request, okay? Then I have to write a companion proposal for the angry face emoticon, and then encourage the creation of more emotive code. So thank you very much. Here's a few references from, that the paper relies upon. Okay, thank you.